All right, friends, we don't call it WundaMAX for nothing. This one is guaranteed to make you burn. We're gonna start with some sliders and some weights today. If you don't have a set of sliders at home, try a set of paper plates if you're on carpet, or grab some washcloths or some really fuzzy socks if you're on a hardwood floor. If you don't have either, you can make it work without these things, not to worry. We're gonna get started today with those dumbbells. Take them in either hand. We're gonna stand with those feet right in a closed parallel position, finding all four corners nice and strong into the floor. Draw that navel in and up. On an exhale breath, we're gonna crease at the hips. Reach those sitting bones down and back behind you. Inhale as you rise all the way up. Exhale, feel those sitting bones reach down and back like you're trying to sit in an invisible chair. And then inhale as you rise. As you send your weight down and back behind you, can you trust a little bit more weight across all four corners of both feet, not letting those toes peel up off of the floor? Think about that tailbone reaching further away from the crown of the head. And every time you go to stand, imagine your bones reaching through the floor under you as you imagine drawing your muscle pants all the way up. Exhale as you send it back. Inhale to rise. On our next one, we're gonna hold it nice and low. Hold it here. We're gonna peel that left heel up as we rotate the rib basket out to the left. Reach the dumbbells away from each other. Exhale as you bring it back to center, melt that left heel down. Right heel peels up as we rotate the rib basket to the right, reaching those dumbbells away from each other, and we melt the heel down. Alternating back and forth and trying not to let the pelvis rotate with us as we do this. Beautiful, you guys. Can you trust a little bit more weight into your heels, even as you peel the heel up? Imagine there's a little squishy marshmallow underneath it. And can you compress that marshmallow just a little bit more as if you are connected to the floor? Good. That navel is drawing in and up. Good, you guys. One more on each side. Inhale as you rotate around, finding length through the mid-body. Last one to the right. Meet me back at center. Hold. We're gonna take those arms up overhead as we imagine lowering down half an inch. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, feel your sitting bones separate as you lower. Inhale, narrow to lift for 3. Find all four corners of those feet nice and heavy for 2. And with control, stand all the way up. Beautiful. Dumbbells off to the side for a moment. Find your sliders. We're gonna go into some mountain climber planks. So those sliders are gonna go under the ball of each foot, and we're gonna take it down to the floor into our best plank. That navel is drawing in and up. Imagine your deep abdominals drawing your organs closer to the back of your spine. Soften the elbows a little bit. Hold. On an exhale, we're gonna drag that right leg forward. Inhale to send it long and back. Exhale as you drag your left knee towards you. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale as you drag it in. Inhale, lengthen. Good. Now, if you're feeling really good about this and you want to pick up the pace, one knee is going to draw back as the opposite leg lengthens out nice and long. Stay lifted in that low belly. Do not let the low back tank down to the floor. I want you to imagine that lift happening from the underside of you, and really imagine this pulley system in those inner thighs, drawing the knees towards you. Last 3 and 2. Hold your best plank. Hold it long. Hold it here. Soften the elbows a lot. We're here for 4. We're gonna stand up in 3. Last 2, and with control, bring it in. Beautiful. You're gonna need one slider and both of your dumbbells for this next one. We're gonna go into a little Wunda lunge. So that slider is gonna come underneath your right foot. That left foot is gonna be planted right underneath us. Take a nice deep inhale. We're gonna rotate the upper arm bones outbound. And on an exhale, we're gonna take a nice, long, deep lunge. Hold the first one low. Hold it here. Can you reach your left sitting bone back for your right heel? Imagine scissoring the upper inner thighs as you come up to stand. Exhale. That little bow forward is because of that tilt of the pelvis. Can you imagine your pelvis wrapping up and over your femur bone, your thigh bone, as you send that back leg long and away? Good. Now the back leg is not a throwaway. Give me just 2% more activation through that back leg as you scissor to rise. 3 more, just like this. Good. Last 2. Inhale. Every time you come up, grow nice and tall. Hold this next one nice and low. Hold it here. Beautiful. Now from here, we're going to take those arms forward and reach your dumbbells long. As we exhale, that inner thigh draws that leg in. Inhale to extend. Exhale to draw it in. And inhale, really reach through the back line of the legs. Last 3. Beautiful. Last 2, that little isometric hold on the left side. Really starting to burn. Next time you bring that right knee forward, hold it right here. We're going to take those dumbbells to our chest. Stay right where you are. I'm going to turn to face the camera. We're going to inhale to spiral that right leg open, and as we do, rotate up and to the left. Drag that inner thigh towards you as you bring it back to center. Inhale as we rotate, and imagine going up your spiral staircase. Beautiful. Last 3 like this. Can you sink a little bit deeper into that left side squat? Last 2. Hold this next rotation right here. Hold it here. Just deepen that rib basket rotation for 4 and 3. Last 2. With control, unwind all the way back to center. Beautiful. Find both of those sliders. We're coming down for a little side plank carriage pull. These are wicked. We're going to take both feet onto those sliders and come down onto our left forearm. Beautiful. Crossing that right foot in front of left. We're going to think about magnetizing those inner and outer thighs. We're going to lift those hips, magnetize those inner thighs as you send it out nice and long. Hold. Keep a little lift under those bottom ribs. On the exhale, we're going to magnetize inner and outer thighs to drag it in. Inhale to send it out nice and long. Exhale, try not to let those knees come apart as you really feel that activation. Good. If you're feeling particularly fierce, that top arm can come up to the sky. Can you find a firmer forearm on that left arm, imprinting down into the floor, and feel that lift on the back's underside of that body? Last 3. Inhale to go long. Last 2. Next time you go long, hold it right there. Hold it here. Reach that top arm up, and if you can, give me a little baby lift and lower for 4 and 3. Last 2 with control. Set it all the way down. Take one of your sliders. We're going to go into a twisted teaser. We're going to take that hand just slightly off the mat. Make sure you have nothing behind you on a diagonal. From here, we're going to sit up nice and tall, really plug the thigh bones in, flat back. Inhale as you hinge it back a few inches, hold, and we're going to pick up those legs into a little teaser. Hold it right here. Now, on your next inhale breath, we're going to start to slide that arm out. We're going to roll the hips into a nice long side lying pose, and then we're going to magnetize the inner thighs. Draw that arm back in towards you as you bring it up to your teaser. Inhale, rolling onto that left hip, extending both legs long out behind you, and then exhale as we pick it back up and in. Beautiful. Now, if you don't have a slider, you can totally cheat this. You can barely have that hand, and you can glide it along the floor and then pick it back up again, completely up to you. Last 2, with control. It's not about how low you go either. I'd rather you focus more on that form, that control, and doing it nice and smooth. Next time you lower down, we're gonna hold it in that side lying position. Hold it here, flex those feet. Beautiful, and now from here, we're gonna lift both legs up and lower them back down. Imagine those inner thighs are being drawn up through the pelvic floor like a little pair of suspenders for 3. Good, last 2, inner thighs are talking to that side waistline. And last one, with control, coming all the way up. Set those sliders off to the side. Grab both of your dumbbells. We're going right into some roll-ups. We're gonna lay all the way down on our backs. We're gonna take those dumbbells up right over the chest. Good. Legs are gonna be about 4 inches apart in parallel. You can go a little bit wider if that feels okay to you. Flex those heels. Take a deep inhale and imagine your spine lengthening up to the wall behind you as you hover your head off of the mat. On an exhale, melt your heart down towards your tailbone as you start to peel it all the way up. Come all the way up at the top. Those arms are gonna come up overhead. Beautiful. Hinge it back with a flat back, and then allow the tailbone to roll underneath you as we slowly peel the spine down. Imagine the spaces between your vertebrae getting longer. Take those arms, circle them all the way up and over if that's accessible to you, and on an exhale, start to peel it all the way up. Bring those dumbbells up overhead. It's a hinge back for a few inches. Then we allow that sacrum to roll under us, then the low back, the mid back, and eventually that upper back, head and neck touch down. Circling it down and around. Beautiful. Now, if this feels good to you and like an adequate challenge, I want you to keep it here. But if you are looking to turn up the heat, we're gonna go all the way up into our teaser. So on this next one, as we start to pick it up, we're gonna bring those legs right up into a teaser. Roll it down with control. Do not flop down to the floor. 3 more just like this. Good. As you come up into your teaser, really feel those thigh bones sink into the pelvis. If you want to kick it up even 1 more notch, go into your straight leg teaser. Beautiful. Last one here. Make this next one your best one yet. Hold it up at the top, legs up or down. It's up to you. We're here for 4 and 3. Last 2, and with control, lowering it all the way down. Beautiful. Let's come into that side plank that we loved so much on the other side. So finding those sliders, coming onto our right forearm, taking those sliders underneath the ball of the feet and crossing the left foot in front of right. Start by lifting those hips. Inhale, sending those legs out nice and long. And on an exhale, we're dragging it in towards us. Inhale to send it away. Exhale to draw it in. Do not collapse this bottom rib down towards that elbow. If you need to keep that top hand on the floor, totally fine by me. If you feel extra fierce and you want to bring the arm up to the sky, totally your choice. Beautiful, you guys. Last 4. Last 3. Good. Last 2. The next time you go long, we're gonna hold. Hold it here. If you can, that top arm comes up to the sky, and it's a tiny little lift and lower for 4 and 3. Last 2. And like your hips are made of glass, set it down. Let's come up for our Wunda lunge on the other side. Find your dumbbells, 1 slider going under the left foot. And this time we're gonna add a little tricep reach with the back line of the arms. So take a nice deep inhale, draw that navel in and up. On an exhale, creasing at the hip, sending that right sitting bone back to chase the left heel. Can you reach your dumbbells away from the shoulders a little bit more? Inhale as you rise all the way up. Bring those dumbbells under the shoulders. Exhale as you hinge it back. Right sitting bone chases the left heel. Inhale as you magnetize those inner thighs. Come all the way up. Good. Imagine that pelvis kind of rolling up and over that right femur head as you plug that right femur head into the hip. That right inner thigh spirals up to the sky. 2 more like this, and we're gonna hold it low for our carriage pulls. And we're gonna add a little tricep kickback on your next one. Hold it nice and low. Hold it here. Good. Check that knee's in line with big toe, second toe. On an exhale, those dumbbells will come forward as we slide that inner thigh forward. Inhale, fully extend that left leg. Really imagine the hamstrings drawing up through the glutes. Imagine your triceps absorbing all the way up into the shoulders. That low belly is drawing your organs closer to the back of the spine as your tailbone reaches further away from your crown of head. We're gonna take this to a skater in 3. Last 2. Good. Next time that arm comes in, leg comes in, hold. I'm gonna turn to face you, hold it right here. Bring those dumbbells in front of your chest. On an inhale, we'll spiral that leg out to the side, and as we do, we're gonna rotate up and to the right. Exhale as we unwind, bring that leg in. Inhale, spiral it up and out. Good. Now can you get half an inch deeper into that right side squat? Oh, I know, I'm dying with you. Last 3. Beautiful, you guys. Last 2. We're gonna come down onto our backs for some bridging. Last one, hold it here. Just deepen that rib rotation for 4 and 3. Last 2. With control all the way back to center and stand up nice and tall. Beautiful. We don't need those sliders for this next one, but we are gonna use our dumbbells. We're gonna come down onto our backs, laying down flat on our backs. Take your feet about sitting bone distance apart. Sway those heels out slightly, and we're gonna keep those upper arms embedded down into the floor. You can take the dumbbells to your hips. From here, we're gonna inhale. We're just gonna start to peel our tailbone and sacrum up, so we're just hovering our pants up off the floor. Start to feel that seat belt across the 2 front hip bones activating as you imagine reaching your tailbone towards your heels. Beautiful. Now from here, we're gonna peel it up and we're gonna reach those kneecaps forward as we imagine those inner thighs absorbing in and up, and then exhale, lower it down. Good. What if I asked you to peel the hips up by imagining you could draw your sitting bones up above your waistband in the back? Imagine you're trying to draw those sitting bones up to your waistband. So it might not be as high as a big curled tailbone. That's okay. I want you to find more engagement of your upper inner thighs, your adductors, talking through the pelvic floor, connecting those legs all the way up under the diaphragm. All right, on this next one, we're gonna hold the pelvis up. Hold it here. Find a stronger connection through your first ray, big toe, second toe. Take your dumbbells up to the sky. All right, we're gonna march it out. We're gonna empty the weight of our left leg up into tabletop as we bend the right elbow for a little hammer curl. Inhale, that leg is gonna find the floor as the dumbbell comes up to the sky. Center your weight, and then we're gonna alternate to the other side. Good. So it's not the foot and the knee that is lifting the leg. I want you to imagine you're really receiving the weight of that thigh bone into the pelvis as it comes up into that tabletop position. Every time that arm goes up to the sky, imagine the back line of the arm melting down towards your armpit, and fight for that pelvis to stay nice and stable. So the pelvis is not turning side to side. Keep as little movement as possible. Good. One more on each side. One more with that left leg, right arm. Last one here, right leg, left arm. Hold it up nice and high. Now from here, we're gonna open up that chest as we lift that pelvis up an inch. Open up the chest as we lift it up. Good. Be careful we're not flaring the ribs. Maybe you can melt the back of your heart down into the mat a little bit more without losing any height in the pelvis for 3. Last 2. Last one. Bring those dumbbells all the way up overhead. Slowly roll it down from the back of your heart down to your tailbone. Beautiful. Let's come onto our forearms for a little plank. We're gonna bring our forearms down, step those legs away. Meet me in the best forearm plank you've ever done in your life. Imagine breathing into that low lumbar spine, sending your tailbone further away from the crown of your head. Good. Now from here, we're gonna go into a tiny little flexion of the spine. So we're gonna think about rounding from that mid-back, drawing that navel in and up. Maybe you can look between your toes. And then inhaling as we uncurl our spine all the way back out to that flat back. Exhale as you think about that heart lifting through the space between the shoulder blades. You imagine that belly drawing up and under. Good. It's like somebody's got a little hammock under your bottom rib and is lifting you up to the sky. Beautiful. Can you reach your heels a little further away from the crown of head for 4? Last 3. You got it, guys. You're stronger than you think. Last 2. Hold your next plank long. Hold it here. Give me a little micro bend and extend of those knees. Try not to let the pelvis drop. Keep a little lift like you've got a hot spatula under that tummy for 4 and 3. Last 2. And with control, set those knees all the way down. We're gonna come all the way to our tummies this time. So go ahead and lay down on the floor. We're gonna bring our hands forward. And if you can, you're gonna rest your forehead on your fingertips. If you have a sensitive low back, take a towel, roll it up and place it right underneath your 2 front hip bones. Now, from here, we're gonna think about really relaxing that spine. We're gonna inhale into our tailbone and think about reaching our tailbone away from us. And on the exhale, feel the lift of your low belly trying to come up away from the floor. Hold that belly away from the floor. As we inhale, think about your heart peeling forward as you lift the upper body up. And then exhale, peel that spine back down. Now, pay close attention. This is not a big back bend. In fact, I don't want you to feel that low back firing to lift you higher. I'd rather you go for a smaller range of movement and think instead about your heart reaching through the wall in front of you. Beautiful. Now we're gonna add on. We're gonna think about those heels reaching away from us as we take the toes under. And the next time you peel the upper body up, you're gonna think about those heels reaching away so far that the thigh bones hover off of the floor. 3 more, just like that. Inhale to reach it up. Good. Last 2, we're gonna add on. Last 1, now hold it here. We're gonna bend the knees, flex those feet up to the sky. Good. We're gonna think about reaching the knees so far away from the hips that the thigh bones hover off the floor. We're gonna draw those heels towards our sitting bones, release, and lower the legs down. This is super subtle. You ready? Reach those kneecaps so far away they hover. Then take those heels and draw them towards the sitting bones and lower back down. If that low back is starting to really grab, you can lower the upper body a little bit. Think about sending more breath into that lumbar spine. Last 1 here. Extend both legs long. Reach them away with those heels flexed. Reach those arms away. We're here for 4 and 3. Last 2. And with control, bring it down. Good news, it's time to stretch. Pick it up, we're gonna take it to a down dog. Press those sitting bones up and away from the hands. We're gonna bend one knee as we reach the alternate heel towards the floor. Beautiful. And now take that right leg up to the sky. We're gonna take it all the way through for a pigeon. So bringing that right leg forward, melt that back hip down. And as you come into this pigeon, can you think about your right sitting bone reaching back for that left heel? If it feels good to you to come all the way down to your forearms, be my guest. Take a few deep breaths here, and with every exhale, try to release a little bit more tension. Last breath here. And on your exhale, bring those hands under you, fold that back foot. We're gonna reach it up and back into our down dog. Lift that left leg up to the sky. And then bring it all the way through into your pigeon. Melt it down, reach that left sitting bone back for the right heel. Come down onto your forearms. Take a moment of gratitude that you just conquered that kick-ass sweaty workout. I'm so glad you did it with me. Last breath. Take those hands right to the mat. Press it up and back for one last down dog. We're gonna walk our hands all the way back to our feet. And we'll roll that spine all the way back to the top. Take those arms up overhead, flex it apart, and go through the rest of your day that tall.